Welcome. You're tuned in to the Tek Thyme podcast.
Tek Thyme podcast.
Tek Thyme.
Tek Thyme podcast.
Tek Thyme podcast.
Tek Thyme and I are podcast.
Where we get our fill off good food, great vibes, and a 1-2 libation.
You so crazy.
Catch us on Thursdays, and don't forget to follow us on the socials at Tek Thyme Podcast. So pull up to the table, and remember, no matter how crazy life gets, there's always room to Tek Thyme.
Ooh, damn, that smells good.
Hello and welcome back to the Tek Thyme Podcast with me, your host, Ty. And usually I have my co-host with me, Fee. She's on holiday, but don't worry, I got some special guests, first-time guests of the show. First time they're breaking the guest cherry. It's
That's gross.
first guest on the show, and it felt right to only do this with people that are close to me. So we have family on the show today, especially with the topic that we're going to explore. I'm going to give some subtle introductions, some quick ones. She's a pillar of the community. She's a pillar of the family. She's known by many names. I call her mom. We got Sophia on the podcast. Say hi to the people.
Are we supposed to?
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Next up, we have people call us twins. Very much alike. My road dog. We have Tia in the cut.
Hello. Hi.
And last but not least, we got the baby of the family. Little firecracker, this one. She's going to come on. She's going to give us some gems. Trinity.
Hi.
For coming on today. We have a very interesting topic. We're going to get into womanhood and specifically black womanhood. So for the most part, I'm just going to be here to moderate, and I'm going to let these guys get everything off. Where we'd like to start at the beginning. We have...
I'd like to try the food.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
As has become customary on our show, we're gonna get the first bites. Today we have some butternut squash soup. It's winter. You need to get something hearty and something warm. So this is cuddle food.
Okay.
Right? We got some butternut squash soup and some French bread with some red wine infused butter. Interesting story about that. I went to Aruba in January of this year before everything shut down and everything became illegal. And this restaurant I went to had red wine infused butter, and I've literally been talking about this for a year. Anybody that knows me knows I've been talking about this for a year. I'm pretty sure I told my mom about it. And so I finally decided to make it. So without further ado, I'm gonna let these guys get this bite in.
Okay.
I've already been eating.
Yeah, he has been eating.
I haven't eaten all day.
Yeah, but you just need to follow some rules.
No,
Yeah.
No, the smells taking long to start.
No,
Why did you
listen.
give it to me?
Okay, everybody,
With no
let me just start by
It's
saying
good.
this. Tia is gonna be a challenge today, but it'll probably be the best podcast you've heard. She'll be funny because we're talking about womanhood, and part of that whole womanhood is when you get your period. And she is like her mother in that piece
I'm
where
bleeding, guys.
stop it now.
In front of my butternut squash.
Where when I was younger and when I used to get my period as a young person, I used to faint and pass out. I couldn't go to school. It was all Tia has inherited that. Tia has inherited that.
So before you're when Ty brought this question, the first thing I thought about was being in Baltimore. I don't know if you guys remember this. I'm not gonna use
That was
names.
the worst day of my life.
No, I'm not gonna use it. But I remember because one of our cousins was the last to get it, right? And I remember being in my aunt's house, and I was like, she comes running down the stairs. She's like, Mom, I'm a woman now. I said, keep it up. You'll see. This is nothing to celebrate. And then like half an hour later, my poor cousin, she's dying. I said, that's what I know. That's what I know.
So this is where we find ourselves today. So if you hear us cracking up behind the scenes or whatever,
No.
So my son had asked us, here's the situation. He'd asked all of us, do not start to eat.
Yeah?
Yeah, I said don't eat because the first bite's supposed to be on the
I did
podcast.
not hear that. I saw you give me a plate.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
then
was
we
just
can-
trying to get the genuine
Don't eat
reaction.
it. And you look at
So-
it anyway.
Yeah.
So let's so
Get your
anyways,
bite in. Get your bite in.
They're saying don't eat it because you guys are mean.
No, why would I do that to you?
Because
Oh, this is really
Exactly.
good, Ty.
Really good.
This is really excellent. I mean,
how warm is it supposed to be? Mine's not that warm. It's still good, but it's supposed to be hot.
because he warmed it up and asked us
Then
not to
give it to
eat it
Yeah.
because he was trying to get set up and
Yours
stuff.
should be one because you ate it immediately.
Yeah, you
No,
ate
but
it.
it's good. And I'm not a soup.
Listen, I'm a soup person.
Yeah, we
I'm a
know.
definitely soup person, but I'm usually more of a kind of what's that?
No.
Brothy kind of. Yeah, I don't like a lot of stuff in my soup. I just like I like the warmth of the soup. But this butternut squash is fantastic. It's not too sweet. There's a little sweetness to it, but it's not too sweet. Hey,
I
ladies,
feel like it is really sweet.
you feel so? I'm telling you, y'all know I don't like sweet.
Yeah, I know.
So unless you had a different batch for me,
I
Ty,
like this
it's
one.
not too sweet.
I like this one better than Tiny made it with capricious thing.
I made it with Carisha? No, that was a different soup. That was
Okay, but you made the soup before.
Yeah, I did. But I didn't put the coconut milk in it this time. Mostly because I forgot, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise.
No, it's really good.
So-
It's really excellent. The texture is really good too.
Yeah, I
This
didn't
is
want
like-
it to be
Yeah.
pulpy.
Yeah, this is really
And
excellent.
how do you guys like the bread with the red wine infused butter?
Well, to be honest, I've had the bread.
Yeah,
had
yeah. You guys have been eating that
Yeah,
one.
and
But
it's
you-
terrific. It's different. Guys, it's something that you can actually use for different dishes. Ty did some steaks for us today, and he used it to baste it, to put on the steak. It really is fabulous. And if I wasn't going to be starting my new way of eating again, because, it's after the holidays, eat like hell, I need to, because you guys would know if this was the podcast where you could see me, you'd be like, what the hell, Tyrell? But no, this is beautiful, Ty. This is beautiful.
Where all the bread?
And you better stop because we might want you to do this
on a regular basis,
on a regular.
yeah, I have no problem with that. I have
You
no
say
problem
that
with
now.
that.
Don't
I
you
have
say
no
that now?
problem with that.
Actually, that's not true.
That's not true. Exactly. And of course, we got some libations going. Mom's rocking the red wine. I'm rocking a cup of some sorrel. Shout out to my homegirl Crystal. She had a little sale going on, so I picked up a couple bottles, and it's really good.
What's her business called? You have to shout her out.
It's called Christmas Sorrow with her name, so KRYSMAS Sorrel. But yeah, so we're just gonna get into it now. I posed this question to the community, and you guys have been engaging with it, and I really appreciate that. With the topic of womanhood, let's start with the beginning. How would you guys define womanhood?
Mom.
I know you guys will come to me, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's no. It really is in fact not just an engaging question, but one that requires a lot of thought.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't know if I wouldn't say there's just one way, would
To
you say,
define
of
it.
defining womanhood. I almost feel like I would say, how do you find humanity? Do you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I feel for me, women are kind of at the center of everything. Not
Literally.
only are we the ones that we certainly do need sperm to, for the sperm and the eggs to be together to produce, but women are the type of entity, type of humanity that when you give to a woman, she gives to the family, she gives to community.
Mm-hmm.
It's there's something innate in her that speaks to what we call love.
Yeah. I think women are just like multipliers. Like, you can give women, like, what is the saying? I don't know. You give her like groceries and she like can feed the whole family or whatever. Right. I think we're multipliers, but I don't know how to exactly define womanhood. Like, I don't know. I immediately thought that like it's kind of what Mom said, because you're like, we're the center. We're like at the center of everything, right? So to define it, I feel is kind of like redundant.
Trinity, what say you?
I don't know. I'm not a woman, so I wouldn't know. Well, I'm more of a kid. I'm more on that, like, I'm a kid, but I'm not. I'm 18.
You're a young woman.
I'm a young woman.
Mm-hmm.
So you haven't really figured it out yet.
No.
And that's cool. But like that's why I wanted these guys on here. Yeah.
Like, okay, so I've been having a lot more conversations around, more existential topics and everything. And I guess when you're talking about womanhood, I honestly don't know how to address this. Like, defining it?
So
I feel like it had to be like
different. It's only different to everybody.
Yeah.
I imagine it would be. That's why I
personal.
asked it.
Like, I feel like if we're talking about black women, I don't know. I've just known black.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Don't get ahead of ourselves.
But I can only speak from. That's only what I know, right? So like,
I think
it's always going to be
taking care of
from
yourself.
black women, because that's.
Well, I guess, can I pose a question, Tyrell?
Yeah.
So I guess what comes to mind for me as well, sometimes it's not the definition that you're going to be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
It may be the example of, are there folks in your life? Have there been somebody that you've come and you said, you know what, that's the kind of woman that I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking, if you look at it from that perspective, that might be part of your definition.
Yeah.
So the question I would ask you, who are the women?
Mm-hmm.
And that's that's why I said black women particularly, because if I'm thinking about like my examples, right, it's always going to be from the black lens, and I am a black woman, so like we can't all speak from women can't speak from every woman's perspective. We share a lot, but not everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's a difference in feminism and womanism, like, and black. Exactly. It's interesting. Yeah. So
these guys, they're going to university.
Smart.
No, like,
They go to UFT. They out here. But
anyway, but that's what I'm saying. Like, from my experience, the definition would be to, like, as a black woman, I feel like we're the shoulder,
The world was built off the backs of black women.
Okay, there it is. Really, to be honest. But for Mom, again, works, takes care of us. Like, my aunts work tirelessly. They're amazing human beings. They're kind. They're smart. A lot of them brilliant. So like, I would have to say that's what womanhood, like that's the definition, to be a human being that is able to love and demonstrate that love in certain types of ways, right? Where you're taking care of people, or you're courageous. Like, those are the type of things I think of when I think of like womanhood, and the examples I've seen. Like, I feel like the people, all like dad, mom, even like in my friends, I kind of like reflect the type of people that I've grown up watching.
Right.
So I think that's what I would, I guess, define womanhood as.
Okay.
I think Trinity, I would want to hear a little bit from you, because one of the things I know about you and T is really good at this. Actually, all four of you guys are good at this.
Mm.
We
I
have
got it.
this. Yeah, we have this thing in our family. We just started it actually for Christmas presents. We do Secret Santa. There's an app, and it's our oldest daughter that kind of came up with it because you're spending a lot of bills trying to buy presents for everyone, and you're not really. Sometimes you're not even making a mark because that may not be what they want, right? So this app gives you the opportunity to see what people want, and then we buy them what they want. So we each buy, have one Secret Santa, and then the other piece to this is that we write a card to the folks that it wasn't our Secret Santa. And as much as I love my gifts, my son last year was like the gift giver. He was like Santa. He was like, oh my goodness, it was crazy. But one of the things that I like are the cards. And all of these guys are so good at having you see the best of yourself through their eyes. And so that's why, to me, when you ask this question, what is womanhood? In every card that you guys give me, you talk about that to me. Somehow, womanhood.
Yeah.
And so that's why I kind of wanted to hear from Trinity a little bit, because her cards are always so good and just really kind of expresses that piece that makes you that it makes me a bit teary, So Trin, what do you say with something like that? How do you think about some of the aunts and moms and grandmothers and things like that?
Well, like I don't look at it like that though.
Okay, good.
Personally, well, I do, but I don't. Like for me, and like looking at it as like a woman's standpoint, I just think that like as like human beings in general, like guys and girls, because like we could also answer the question like, what's manhood? Because
I can't answer that.
Which we will in another podcast, but
yeah, like what's manhood? How do you know like how when you become a man?
Yeah.
I think if like a man were to answer the question, I could relate to that, if that makes sense. Because it's like, oh, he could be like, oh, well, when I turn this age and I have this for myself and I set these goals and I created this, like if you have a family, you're a man and you're supporting your family. But for me, I could be like, oh yeah, like if I have a family, I'm a woman, I'm supporting my family, I have a home and a house and stuff like that. Because like for me, womanhood starts when you start taking care of yourself.
Okay.
So I'm technically not there yet because I'm not taking care of myself. So then a man could be like,
when
oh,
you're completely self-sufficient.
so a man could be like, oh, I'm completely self-sufficient. That's like when my manhood starts. And
I'm
like,
actually
oh, I relate to that.
real glad you guys went into that, because one of the comments that we got on the post, and I pinned it because it was just so I felt like it was really profound. And so the person that responded said womanhood for her is a state of arrival, self-assured and awareness. It's the experiences that have driven you, directed you. It's the failures that have built you stronger or even broken you further. Each woman has a different state of becoming, progressing, unbecoming, to become, in order to find that true part of womanhood. And she went on further to say it can't be described in a singularity.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right?
No.
Exactly.
And
Exactly. It's the intersectional, as Trinity was saying.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
No, that's that. Listen, that was the bomb. Whoever did that. You're speaking truth to power.
Yep.
We love that because you're absolutely right. I remember, some of you guys that's listening may or may not know my story, but my mother died when I was 6 years old, and I that's how I ended up coming to Canada, because my aunt brought us over and took care of us. And so I had a number of challenges, I guess, like so many of us growing up, none of which I talk about too much with my kids. And, they'll know certain things, and there are times when we will speak about it just because I think we all learn from each other, right? So one of the things when I as I think about this now, and as I listen to the young woman who wrote that piece, that comment, It is so true. I remember for one of the more distinct time feeling like a woman was when my mother, my sort of adopted mother, told me for the first time that she was proud of me. And I was well into my...
That was like a few years ago.
Yeah, I was I 40 then?
Yeah.
I was probably, and she said, I'm watching you with your family, and, I'm so proud of you. And I literally, of course, I cried.
Yeah.
Okay, and do not make the comment about I cry at commercials, even though I do.
I didn't say you.
But you know you did before.
I didn't say you. It just applied
to me, right? But I cried, right? Because I felt for the first time, I don't know, I felt like somebody was holding me. I felt somebody. I felt that there was, yes, I felt kind of what I think about womanhood. I feel like women are the wind beneath humanity's wings.
Yeah.
And I felt that time when my mom said that, it just gave me that warmness. It just gave me that sense of security,
comfort.
That comfort. And so, yeah, it's an interesting piece, So thank you for that. That was good.
And can you guys give any insight on any experiences that help shape the woman you've become, or any of the, I guess, because it's not a one-off.
Okay, this is the second part of the question, right? Like,
yeah.
As in like a collection. Okay, like, to be honest, I haven't really thought about womanhood as much.
Sorry to cut you off. Yeah. Trinity already answered. She doesn't feel like she's a woman yet. Where do you sit on that? Do you feel like you are?
So like, I haven't really been thinking about like if I've crossed into womanhood or anything. I really just focus on becoming like the type of person I want to be, right? So I would say like, as
wouldn't that be the best woman you want to be?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, now with this like question being posed or whatever, I feel like, oh, okay, I kind of understand it. But like, to be honest, I haven't been looking at bettering myself as a woman. I've been looking at bettering myself because I know the type of person I want to turn out to be. You know what I mean? So, to answer your question, I feel like everything's a collection of moments instead of just like a specific thing. Like, we don't have, because like, we don't have a specific like rite of passage. Right. That's also what I thought about with the second part of this question. Like, we don't have like quinceañeras or like bat mitzvahs and stuff like that. So like, it can't be.
We haven't experienced it.
Yeah.
We haven't experienced. Yeah.
But I'm saying a lot of cultures have rites of passage in order to cross into.
But our culture does have that. But because of how we came to this land, we've lost all of that.
Well, exactly.
So push that?
Yeah. So in like, to be honest, like our modern culture as Black people, like, and not even, because I can't even say that because there's so many like communities of Black, but like specifically the Black Caribbeans, right. We don't have like, or at least I'm not aware of any like specific rites of passage.
Would you want that?
I feel like culturally, yeah, like I would love that. Like,
I don't know if I want that.
I feel like that, like if it's, I from a cultural perspective, I would like that. But to get back into what I was saying, I definitely think it's a collection of moments. Like, I remember, like, one thing that I've carried, like, because I remember one time, the first time I ever told a lie, and it wasn't even a big lie. Like, I don't even know. I can't even tell you what it was. But the first time I ever told a lie, Mom and Dad scared the out of me. So I was like, I'm sorry, I'm never going to lie again. And I don't lie. Like, I pride myself on the fact that I do not lie.
I remember that day. Like, vaguely.
Like, they scared me. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'll never do this.
They made it seem like she was about to turn into...
No, I was like, I'm not a demon.
Yeah, they're like making it seem like she was about to turn into like a serial killer or something like that. It was mad.
It was like, what? No, like you scared. It's like beyond scared. Like you
beyond scared straight.
I was like, wow.
Which was
And
helpful
this is-
because
no.
both of us had backgrounds in corrections.
Exactly. Like, I was like, wow, okay, I promise. So,
But
like,
no,
those stuff like that, like, that's one thing I've carried on. But, like, even throughout, like, my relationships with different people and noticing things, and even my relationship with myself and noticing things and being like, I don't like that. Like, I feel like, like, being able to understand yourself a little bit, like, growing within yourself kind of has helped me to make a transition into womanhood, I think, because, like, I'm more
responsible.
yeah, but, like, I have a better relationship with myself. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And the thing is, like, Mom always used to tell me, because I sometimes do too much for other people and whatever. So being able to
So you can't
take
give,
care
you
exactly
can't give what you don't have.
exactly like take care of myself in order to do what I want to do, because, like, I feel like I am a very helpful person and I want to be that person. So
But you can't
instead
pour
of
from an
burning
empty cup.
myself out, which I do, being able to recognize what, I don't know, lack of a better term, flaws, or less, I don't know, like, my shortcomings, call them shortcomings. And then, like, being able to be like, okay, well, being able to recognize them and adjust, you know? It's all, like, I feel like a lot of it's being conscious within yourself and continuing to become more self-aware, I think.
So could that be then what it, in your mind, what it means to be a woman?
Yeah.
Is being more conscious, recognizing who you are.
Yeah.
So before you go out there trying to
Do the most
do the most for everybody,
because
you
that's
best be doing for you.
and that's a lot of what I've been seeing.
Mm-hmm.
As like you love to do it. That's why we always tell you to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
But my aunts, like, everybody, we love to do that. Like, say yes, okay, I got, and then you're not realizing that, oh my god, like, I'm really like a nap away from sleeping for the rest of the year. You know what I mean?
I'm glad that you brought that up, Tia,
Oh,
because I literally have to bully my mom.
No, on God.
I
She does love
people in the audience right now, I want you to understand, like, I'm literally bullying my mom to take care of herself. Like, I'm just shy of, like, shaking her and holding her up on a wall to take care of herself. It's mod.
Yeah.
I'll come up and be like, Mom, did you meditate today?
yes, he does.
Did you work out? Did you drink water? Did you sleep? She'd be like, no, I got so much work to do. And I'm like, yo, you can't work if you're mosh.
No,
You can't do nothing. You can't help nobody if you're mosh.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, fine, I'll do it. Fine.
Anyways, also, side note, that's why we protect women. That's all I have to say.
We
Yeah,
protect our black women.
Okay, but here's the thing, and we've had these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So, people,
Talk to them.
you know, particularly black women. Let's talk black women.
Mm-hmm.
Black
Good segue.
women will go without so
Yeah.
that their kids will have. You seldom will find a black woman
Mm-hmm.
who would have a child and give the child up to the husband or the
Yeah.
boyfriend or something. It hardly ever happens.
Yeah.
You will have the black woman who will have the 2-3 jobs. You have the black man who would do that too.
Mm-hmm.
However, you don't always see the dividends.
It's not their time right now.
It's not their time.
Yeah.
And you also don't always see the dividends. And so when we talk about taking care of ourselves, one of the great things, and I have this, and I appreciate, y'all just heard my son.
Mm-hmm.
He really, pushes me like, you got to do. You have to have people in your life that will help you to get things done. Because what happens is, as a woman, as a black woman, we just want to get the shit done.
No, I'm God.
Want to get it done.
I don't like waiting.
Right? And so it's like this needs to happen, and so you need to have people in your life that'll will pull up and take the slack, pull up the slack and do those things as well, right? So one of the things I think we need to know as a woman is to be a true leader. And in being a leader, it doesn't mean that you're telling people what to do, but you asking for help.
Yeah.
right? You recognize that at the end of the day, you don't know everything, right? And so one of the piece about taking care of yourself is knowing the things that you're really good at, and you multiply that. You concentrate. Hold on.
I know Trinity doesn't
You
like
you
doing that.
concentrate on that, right? You do those things, but then you also recognize the people around you. What are they really good at? And you ask them for that help, so that you're not always the one doing
But
everything.
that's a skill.
Exactly.
People
So it's
do
just
not
doing
like
that.
asking for help.
I don't like doing that.
I
Me
know, you don't,
personally,
but that's my point, guys.
I know. Like
But
for
it's,
me,
it's easier
I'm
said
like-
than done.
for me, I'm a Taurus. Hey. I'm a Taurus. I'm mad stubborn, but only because like I know when I'm right,
Yeah.
and I'm good at like convincing people that I'm right. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like when I'm wrong, if you convince me that I'm wrong,
Just
I will
weigh
tell you that I'm
people
wrong.
down, Trinity.
Yeah.
No, but
She
when I'm
doesn't-
no. Let's talk about it though. When I'm wrong, when I'm wrong, if you can genuinely convince me, wait,
Yo.
if you can convince me that I am incorrect, I will say I'm wrong. Like my
Yo,
side.
let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me tell you something about my sister, man. Let me tell you something about. I'm not exposing. Let me tell you something. Trinity has that Michael Jordan mentality where she's like,
Don't say that.
let me finish.
Our own opinions about that.
She has that Michael Jordan mentality where if you ask Michael if he ever lost a game, he'd be like, nah, I just ran out of time. That's Trinity.
Okay, fair.
That's actually very accurate.
That's true.
That's essentially accurate.
But you know why I said no.
Of course.
Okay.
But you gotta trust and believe in
I know
me.
what you're doing.
That-
Had to land.
We got you.
Exactly.
All right, Ty, I'm doing it.
Okay.
All right.
Appreciate
all
you,
right,
appreciate
all
you.
As I was saying,
Go ahead, Trinity. Go ahead.
I don't like asking for help. Personally, I just don't like doing it. I feel like if there's something I
You
need
don't
to get
like-
done,
Yeah, she likes to be in
I will
control.
figure it out myself.
You're
Yeah.
control freak. That's
I
why.
am not a control freak.
Listen.
I
None
am
of
not
us
a
here
control
are
freak.
controlling. We just like what we like. And I like
Except
when
Dad.
I do it.
Dad's a control freak.
Except
I am
Daddy.
not a control freak.
Trin-
Let's get that very clear.
Mommy, I'm
You think I'm a control freak?
no.
was gonna
I
say.
thought you were
Mommy
gonna.
has her
I was like,
moments.
Mom, she calls me that all the time. No, but you say I'm pushy.
You are pushy.
You are pushy.
I am
And
not.
she is like the
Let me tell you about how pushy Tia is.
No,
Hold on for a
I'm
second,
not.
because if we're gonna talk about it.
Pushy,
For
pushy,
Christmas,
pushy
no,
woman.
Christmas just happened, right? So explain
Oh,
to
I'm
me
dead.
and how we're opening presents and whatever, and having your secret Santa time, whatever. Explain to me the second one person opens their gift and they just look at it. He's like, all right, cool. Next person open their gift.
I thought you were about to
And
say.
tell how she opened.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
how she opens those gifts.
Oh,
My-
Dad didn't wrap my stuff.
no.
No,
But my
open
girl.
No.
My girl got my mom the Barack Obama book and like had it wrapped. And
Wow.
Tia's like, whose is this? And I'm like, oh, that's for Mom. It's from Janelle. And she's like, oh, okay. And then proceeded to open it.
Like what? Dad did not wrap my gift, so everybody else got to tear. There's a satisfying feeling to tear.
So that's what happened.
That's literally
literally
what
what
I
she
said.
That's what she
Yeah,
said on
that's
Christmas.
what-
Oh
But we're
my
like,
God.
okay.
Tia.
My dad just left the boxes in
For
the
months.
yes, and in the
Yeah.
hallway for months. And he's like, I didn't have time. I said they've been here for months. Like,
But you
what
ran out
are
of
you
time.
doing?
He's like, well, you
Yeah,
open in a box.
he was being
Dad didn't care.
thoughtful about the planet, you know, saving
Right.
he saved a couple
Like,
trees
whatever.
this year.
He was like,
Anyway, I don't like asking for help. Okay, that's just my thing. I don't like asking for help. I feel like if I could do it myself, and if I think it helps me
no, but
find a new skill,
Yeah.
if I can like learn it
Learn how-
myself.
But that's the other
And
thing.
you know what?
I feel like that's a trait black women.
That's a
just
black woman
share.
thing. But what I'm
like,
saying is
we'll
if
just
we're-
like if you tell like they'll get it done.
If
Like,
we're going-
if I have to ask any of my friends to whatever, they'll be like okay and just get it done.
Like I don't
have to worry.
ask. I don't ask.
Yeah.
No. But for me, if we're talking about like like going back to experiences,
Mm.
I think experiences shape the person. Obviously,
Yeah.
you know this.
Yeah.
But Black
Experience
women-
and environment.
yeah, in different environments. But you know how you're talking about like quinceañeras and like all that stuff.
Mm.
I don't think we need that. Like personally, because I'm
Yeah.
like that creates expectation and that creates standards.
But
Because once you're like quinceañera and you're
Mhm.
Jewish bar mitzvah,
Mhm.
you're like, oh, you're a rite of passage. You're like a man. You're a woman.
Mhm.
I will treat you accordingly. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like I
so
will
you're
look
saying,
at you
like,
as such.
Yeah, so you're saying like there's not as much time left to like
To,
grow
like,
and
yeah.
develop into your own.
Because
But I feel like
I understand that, but I think I may disagree a little
Mhm.
bit because I think I think one of the things that is really helpful is having a knowing. Do you know what I'm saying? Where you come from the expectations that you have
And
that folks have of you.
The cultural aspect to it is beneficial in that.
Yeah,
way.
I think it's really beneficial because again, we do not have to invent the wheel.
No.
We don't have to reinvent anything. We can look at what's out there and working.
Yeah.
And I think some of the struggles that our young people have that I've had sometimes, and y'all know how hard I am on you. None of y'all wanted to go to U of T. Let's talk about that.
Still do not.
Whatever.
And still, right? None of you guys know, but listen, guys, you guys listening to me. These guys, all of them, all four of them, very, very smart people. And I would say to them,
imposter syndrome. That's
no, but this is the thing. I would say to them, when you're deciding what you want to do something that you could do anywhere in the world, because I also want them to travel. I think you learn so much from all of that, right? And I would say apply to not just one, not just two, but I think Ty, you applied to like 6 schools or something, or 5 or 6. Got into every one of them. Okay, and then didn't want to go to U of T. I'm like, but U of T, for what you want to do, is like number 1 in Canada. Why wouldn't you do that? Now, other cultures, hold on, I got you. I'm going to go there. But hold on. So, other cultures, what I would love from our culture is for y'all to listen to your damn parents.
Oh my days.
No, seriously. No, hold on. Oh, no, you wouldn't agree because, you're a control freak. You like to do things on your own. And that's okay. But listen, some of these other cultures, I'm just being plain. What I do like is that they set things up with their kids. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's not about us. It's looking at your future. It's not even about you, Trinity. It's about your grandchildren, really. Set stuff up. Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that you could have these things. So people they have something that they look to, that they know that this is what's going to happen here. And this is what we're going to do.
And so nobody in their right mind's going to disagree with that.
No, but then why don't y'all do it?
I just think that there's different ways to set up generational wealth, which is what you're talking about. Yeah. I think that we don't have to do it that way. Hear me out. Okay, listen. All right, so boom. We are...
Do remember that you did come through my loins.
Bro!
Stop saying that!
Yo, side note, anytime my mom wants us to do some shit and, like, we don't want to do it, she'll be like, yo, my mom is, like, the greatest.
By the way.
Not me.
You too.
No, I'm not.
What? I'm not a C-section.
Nah, just y'all.
Oh, really?
But anyways, she has like this thing. She's the best guilt tripper of all time. The most elite. I'm gonna tell you a story.
Oh,
so
no. Is it one that I'm gonna be proud of?
No.
I don't know, maybe.
She literally will tell you. She'll tell you
let me get it. Let me get at it.
Oh my god.
So there was a day I just
remember my loins.
I just was like, I didn't want to do nothing. It was just one of those lazy days, but there was dishes to be done. And my mom's just like, Ty, can you do the dishes? And I'm just like, I don't know what I was on that day, but I was just like, nah.
What? I know.
And she was like,
Why is he moving like this?
okay. And then she hit me with, I don't remember what the line was, but she hit me with a line. I was just like, it crushed me.
Remember.
No, it wasn't a crusher either.
No, it crushed me.
Yeah. I said, listen, I say this to you guys all the time. I think this was the line. Maybe this was not. But what I say to all of you all the time is, look, if you don't want to wash those dishes, which represents that if you got the dishes in the sink, it meant that you had some food.
It might have been something like that.
To put on the dishes.
Yeah.
And then it meant that somebody had to work, had to have a job
to get them,
to buy those damn food. And you just don't want to wash those dishes? That's a problem. That means you don't want to eat.
Yeah. And then I was still like just not wanting to do it. And then she's like, okay. And then she got up. No words. This is before we had a dishwasher too, so it wasn't no pack up thing. It was like, fill the sink up, pack the dishes on the side of the counter, start washing them one by one. Dead silence.
I used
Dead
to
silence.
feel so bad.
And then I'm there, and it's even before the cutout. So I can't physically see it, but I hear what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I can't do this.
No.
I can't. So I'm like, Mom, it's okay. I'll do the dishes.
And she's like,
Check
no.
her out. Check her out. She's like, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Like, yo, just chill. Like, I'll go do the dishes. It's soft.
No,
She's like, no.
it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just like, damn. How you gonna do me like that?
What? You did her like that.
Exactly.
How you doing me?
Mama's really good at that. Mom's really good, but like
Elite.
Me and her are like the same. Like if I ask you to do something and you say no, I'm gonna say okay, and then do it myself.
Nah, it doesn't hit the same when
It's
you do it,
of
though.
course it doesn't hit the same.
It doesn't hit
but
the same.
I know exactly how she does it, so it doesn't work on me no more.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, because I always
Is
do
that
it.
right?
Do I not always do it?
okay.
Part of the reason why I learned how to
right.
cook,
No.
you guys.
They need to hear that.
What?
Okay, it's true.
Okay, no, it's true.
Okay.
See what y'all see what I'm saying? Pushy.
I'm not
Pushy.
Part of the
I'm really not.
part of the reason
Assertive.
why I learned how to cook, I like that.
I do
That's
like that.
that's branding.
All right, good.
I respect
Good
it.
job,
That's
good job,
branding.
good job. Clap it out. All right.
I am not
Trinity says I do not support.
But part of the reason, this is just a little segue, and I figured I would get into this because of who's on the show right now. But part of the reason why I learned how to cook, shout out to my mom and my dad, was there was a rule that if you cooked, you didn't have to do dishes. And I hated doing it. There's two reasons. There was two reasons why I learned how to cook. First and foremost, my mom was like, women love a man that can cook. And, you know, I was just trying to stack my resume with skills in order.
What did your dad say? You better learn how to cook.
Yeah. You better learn how to cook because if your girl's mad at you, she might poison you. So I'm like,
well, that's the grandmother that
yeah.
said that.
So I was like, those are both equally good reasons to learn.
Yeah.
And then they came with the rule with if you cooked, you didn't have to do dishes. So then I was cooking all the time. It was like there was like a year where I was going at it.
Yeah.
But I didn't care because I'm like, no matter how many pots and pans and plates we use, I'm not doing dishes.
Oh my goodness, I want to talk about that because he was asking about the pans and the plates.
No.
When T and I do, when we are in
Yes,
the kitchen,
like you guys actually irritate me with
make
that.
whatever we're making. We wash up the pans
As I go.
We wash up as we go.
So
you people,
yeah, you guys are
I'm
the
looking
worst.
at the two of you.
We're
over
looking.
there, T
They
and
can't
Trinity.
see Trinity and Ty.
They can't see. Yeah,
they can't
Put
see.
their names out there.
Mhm.
They do not wash up anything.
It
as they
irritates
go.
me. You guys don't. No, you don't understand. You don't
However-
understand how much this irritates
Yeah,
me.
I know
Because
that's
they'll
right.
come down and I have no just like food's made, everything. The kitchen is clean. There's nothing for you to do. And then when
Except eat.
And then when I come downstairs, it's like KTO, but after you eat, clean up the kitchen. I said, what? No.
But it's the rule.
But is the food delicious though?
Same ways you're eating my food and no complaints.
But is the food delicious though?
The food is delicious.
It's good, but it's not good enough for me to wash the whole flipping cow. No, I don't want to do it. Clean your dishes as you go. It's not hard. It's not hard.
Listen, black women want you to clean your damn dishes.
Yes.
I'm getting better at that. First
y'all
of
should have
all.
y'all should have never changed that rule.
No,
then.
because that's a pet peeve. Like, I'm add that to my
We
list.
haven't really changed the rule.
I'm adding that to my list.
It's just part of. Listen, we're talking about leadership,
Mhm.
right? Part of being a leader is being a manager.
Yes.
Okay, and you have to learn how to manage your stuff.
And how does your head?
And so you
Do
you could do this on many levels, guys. All this stuff that we're
How you
talking
do it.
about, right?
Mm-hmm.
It will help you even when you go after a job, because in jobs you got to talk about your influence, in your work, not just the description of
How
the work.
you do anything is how you do everything.
Stop it now! Stop it now!
It's
Clap
true.
her out! Yes,
Clap
yes.
me out like mother
Clap
said.
her out, people.
Thank you.
And so you kind of have to look at things in that way, in that you manage your life, and you cannot ask other people to manage their lives
Mhm.
unless you know how to manage you, if you're the person that's being that leader. So if Ty's cooking, he is the chef What he says goes. How he does anything is how you do everything, right? So wash your damn dishes. Get it together.
Just do it.
Organize yourself.
And
Switching gears.
Oh, but let me just say this. Because I don't want to leave you guys just saying my son don't want. Because I gotta say, I have been quite surprised a couple times.
Yes, me too.
I go down. You too, right? Kitchen clean up.
Yeah.
Everything sweep up.
Yep.
Everything put away.
Yeah.
Like,
Good
thank you,
job.
Ty.
Good job.
Good job.
Switching gears.
the most fake.
Switching gears.
Oh my
It's okay, Cindy. We're here. We're here together. You know what I'm saying? We're here together.
When mom was like,
What? You got something to say?
I have so
Why'd
many
you
things
say
to
that?
Yes.
Why?
Excuse me.
We're getting there. We're gonna get there.
Why is that so hostile, mom?
Yeah, you guys gotta. Yeah, it was a little bit. It's a little bit
This is what they do,
aggressive. A
guys.
little aggressive.
Assertive.
Anyway.
Anywho.
When she was talking about forcing us to go to U of T.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That crusty decision she made, and I never get my rebuttal
Go ahead.
because you were like,
We got into something else.
We got into something else.
Okay, go on then.
but I'm
Rebuttal.
saying,
I hope
mom,
this is easy for you guys to follow.
I'm
by
so
the way.
sorry.
This
That's so
is
weird.
literally
I
our
hope it
life.
What I'm saying is, you don't. In order to create generational wealth, what you're talking about, we don't have to suffer in order to do that. Like I'm saying, U of T is not for everybody. Okay.
No, it's not. Of course
It's not for everybody, and it's not the
But
holy.
but according to her, it's for
but
us.
according to her mom, it's for us. It's not the holy Messiah school that you, in your mind, think it is. Yes, because if you look at other schools and compare their employment after graduation rates, U of T is not number one. They're not the highest.
Who's number one?
Ryerson's above U of T in that aspect.
I don't have a problem with Ryerson.
Anyway,
Oh,
as I'm
Lord.
saying, Mom, I'm saying we don't all have to do things your way in order for it to be the right way. Because if you're gonna force, not even us, like just families in general, if you're gonna force your kid to go to a school they don't want to go to, or a school where they're telling you they're not gonna do well, that or whatever the case may be. First, you have to keep in mind that, Mom, you're not attending the classes. You're not writing the exam. You're just not. People know their limits, and they know. I understand you can push your kid
you want to challenge
and everything, but you don't want to like
break
them because mental health in the Black community. If we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. Mental health in the Black community,
let's talk about
unheard of.
Let's talk about
It's not spoken.
Okay.
You can't speak about it. But I'm just saying, like, okay, immigrant parents, because that's
Yes.
that's the battle against immigrant parents. It's because y'all been through so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for your struggle, your sacrifice. I appreciate it. However, I think you guys have faith in your kids until you don't. And here's what I mean by that. I think you put a lot of trust in us in the sense of like we're gonna figure life out eventually. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna get there. You had the end goal in mind for us, especially because you say to me, you're like, oh, y'all better make a bunch of money because your lifestyle is too expensive, or like, you know what I mean?
That's true.
And like, she's not wrong.
I can't be.
She's absolutely right. But I'm saying, like, you want our end goal, but I'm saying the way in which we get there, because you can't. You can't
There's no one
way to get there. But
you guys, but every immigrant parent thinks like, nah.
No,
Every immigrant parent thinks there's one way to it. It's like,
same life plan.
go to high school, get A's. Go to university, get A's. Go get your master's, go get PhD, and then you're guaranteed.
Listen, though, I'd be fine if you all could come up with the next big business opportunity. That's fine. If you are that entrepreneur and there's something that you absolutely love and I see you spending all your time in doing it, I'm there to support you. But if you don't have that, you better get yourself a damn education, and you get the very best education.
I know, but I'm there now, so I get.
And I just want to say something else. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you, but since the loins thing, right?
What?
Anyway,
Has absolutely nothing to do with
hold
anything.
on. The other thing that I think Ty was going to talk about this a little bit, but there's something to be said, and I've had it too. Sometimes as an individual, as a young person, as a woman, as a young woman, as a young man, and as a young Black woman or Black man, you don't always know your worth. Okay, so you think you're entering into this space, the UFTs, the McMasters, the wherever, the Kinstons, Queen University, whatever, right? Ryerson, you enter into these spaces and you're thinking, God, no, this is, I really shouldn't be here. I'm not really worthy of being here. You don't understand, like, how did I even get in here? So you think you're an imposter. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes you need somebody behind you. I need you guys when I'm thinking I'm trying to push my business and do these things, and I'm thinking, damn, I don't know if I can do this, blah, blah, blah. You are the wind beneath my wings saying, Mom, yes, you can. You're courageous. When I was ED for a small organization that's not too far from where I live, Trinity had written this little note to me when I got the job. If you remember, I kept it on my desk for years. I kept that little note,
That's
so
nice.
like she was just, she encouraged me. She's like, she said I was really courageous, and she loved that I love community, I love people, and I could do anything that I wanted to do. Mom, you can do anything.
Okay,
do you
but
remember?
Keyword encouragement. Mom. There's a difference because what you
Yeah,
did
wait,
for
let
me
me
to get
say
to
what
that
I have
school,
to say.
I was not encouragement.
Let me say what
That
I
was
have
not
to say.
encouragement.
Let
No,
me
no, no.
say what I have to
Okay, go
say.
ahead.
Jeez, so to
There.
It wasn't encouragement.
Getting all kinds of good marks.
It wasn't encouragement.
You go ahead, girl.
Borderline disownment. It was not
What?
encouragement.
Don't say that. Cut that out. Like Trinity just airing her own dirty laundry onto the thing. Like shoot.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's
It's
fine.
argument
It's fine.
there.
We leave it in.
Anyways, I was gonna say the whole point, like the thing, like UFT represented, I think, with Mom is making it easier for us to move about doing whatever we choose to do. Because everybody knows whatever, you make it. Like, all my friends that go there, their parents said the same thing. Because we're all like, fam, I didn't want to come here, to be honest. But even when I talked to, like, Chad and all of them about going there, they're like, fam, for what you want to do, and if you come out of here, it's just going to make it easier going to do whatever you want to do next. And I was like, okay, that's fair. And that's the only, like, I would say that's the biggest reason I'm here. It's because I know at least people say names don't matter, whatever. Like, the name does matter.
Bullshit. Names always matter.
I know, exactly. Like, those type of things, like, as much as you don't like it, and as much as people think our society has evolved, it has not. And the name does matter, and at least it will make, life a little easier.
And as a black woman,
I literally wrote about that though. I literally wrote. I wrote
right?
about
That's where we're
that.
going in the next.
Yeah, I
in the
wrote
next
about
little
that
bit.
in one of like my assignments this year. I was like this exact question. He's like, "Oh, why'd you come here?" And I was like, "I really didn't want to. I had this whole thing with my mom, but she and my brother's friends were like, to be honest, this is the easiest or the hardest thing you have to do to make life a little easier." So I was like, all right, we're all about that.
I'm just saying, we now just got out of the little, not even just got out of, we're still in it, the little, like, spectrum for, like, immigrant kids where their parents are like, you can either be doctor, lawyer, engineer, like, that type of thing.
Yeah.
We're still in it. So if you have that type of pressure on you, and you're in high school, mind you, because high school is a lot, but if you have that type of pressure on you, and you're you're just growing up, like, growing pains and everything, it is a lot on your mental health. And I'm just thinking, yeah, you say that, but Mom, like, it's just not.
It doesn't stop it though. I do say that, but it doesn't stop my.
I know, but
from
you
the fact
can't.
Hold on, from the fact that I'm looking at you doing what's best for you. But hold on, Trinity. Hold on. You are in UFT. What kind of grades are you pulling out? Let's be real. Let's be real.
Decent.
Exactly. And so you have always been someone who Trinity is like, y'all, listen to me now. You will have certain kids, certain people, and myself. Some of us we are so gifted. Ty and Trinity are these two people.
So, yeah.
Ridiculously gifted that whatever they put their hands to, they could do. But they get scared. They get scared of knowing that this is something that they're really great at. And they don't want to be, they don't want to be, what's the word, Ty? You don't want to feel like you are
Average?
not average, but you're this is really not where you need to be. Do you know what I mean? That you're not really good. They don't always know. You guys don't always know that you're good at these things.
Mhm.
The cooking, the basketball for you. You know what I mean? Educate, like you've always been really good.
And
You just
school.
don't always know it.
Right.
You know? Trinity, you too. Trinity taught herself to play the piano, people.
And
Okay?
guitar, no?
Huh?
And guitar, no?
And guitar. Right? She's a musician.
Live in China.
But has decided, she got accepted into, the regional school for music,
Mhm.
and did amazingly well. Listen to me, Trinity was the kid. I wish I could show you this. She was the kid in school who took music, and we would go to watch her, right, the concerts and whatnot. All of that, like, look up at them, I just run around with their music, their instrument, and I'm dashing it here and looking at it, right? Trinity would just kind of sit there with her instrument on her leg, back straight, waiting for stuff to happen. This is crazy stuff. This is, right?
Last story, and then we're going to go
And
on
then
to
we're
the
gonna
next
go on,
segment. Because, like,
We could talk.
honest, this is hilarious.
No,
Because Trinity at home, Trinity at home and Trinity in the streets is like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type different.
Yeah.
At home, you ask Trinity to do something, no,
It's
you
Steven Stefan.
hard like doesn't want it. She don't want to listen to nobody. And then when like my parents,
Janelle.
yeah, and then Trinity had like a parent teacher interview. My parents were always at every parent teacher interview.
Yeah.
And then when the teacher's like, yeah, Trinity's like the most behaved student.
Like, what?
She's like, she waits for the instructions. She listens. She's a leader. She like makes sure people are always in line. We're like, this kid?
Baffled.
So we come home. We're like, yo, Trinity,
So
what? Like,
you're capable of it.
What did your dad say? Your dad said, "You see you? I'm gonna beat you behind us." Next time you go on, I'm gonna beat you. And you knew him.
Yo.
Now we know.
Oh my god.
So, moving on from the slander, we weren't talking about me from the beginning. All I'm saying is, it's not about me. It's about.
But it is about you, friends.
You made it
About you.
very
Yeah.
personal.
yeah.
It is about you.
But we are gonna shift
Okay,
gears.
let's shift.
So we talked about it a little bit about the aspect of Black women. So I was curious as to what do you guys think it means to be a Black woman, and then I want you to kind of break it down in 3 different subcategories. So what do you think it means to be a Black woman in like your family dynamic, your specific family dynamic, your professional life, and then just like being a Black woman in the world in general?
Oh,
Being a Black woman is the hardest thing ever.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing ever. That wasn't French. That was not.
What is it?
Difficile. I'm about to say I'm bilingual.
Y'all here speaking that Espanol, eh? I'm Dominican.
Anyways. So in the family, being a Black woman is to be the backbone, the neck, the support system for literally everyone. And basically, you kind of taking whatever you have and making it into something incredible and amazing, and something other people would never ever imagine it could have been. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that ugly duckling situation.
I think in the family though, being a young Black woman is hard personally. Like if you're talking about family, because
Oh, okay, yeah. I get
whatever
what you mean.
you-
Sorry, I was
what-
yeah.
whatever you learn in the family, you have to take into society and everything like that. But I just feel like as a young Black woman, like today's, because I can only speak for today's
Yeah,
generation, you have like I think every Black woman, whether they like doesn't matter your relationship with your family, whatever, you came from a Black woman. I think that we all have like certain like expectations, like leaders in our family.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't be pointing at me like that.
Are you not?
are you not the head of this household?
Okay, but this is the way you're pointing at me. Okay, go on then.
Anyway, yeah, like you have like certain leaders, certain figures, like like moms, aunts, whatever, and like you are aspiring to be at, like, not them, but like their type of level of influence. You know what I mean? And that's pressure. Like, whether you want to like admit it or not, that's pressure that like you subconsciously put on yourself as a young Black woman to take into your household, and without like throughout all the influences and everything that you have in life. What?
No, that's something. What was the second one you said? Family.
No, but can I just say something to that pressure piece? It's interesting to me, pressure. I say this to you guys all the time. Although I don't have a diamond on my hand, because you lost it. Your father lost his, and then I lost mine.
Whatever.
So it's like, I'm not wearing my ring, you're not wearing yours.
So
I know. But anyway, listen, pressure. When we come diamonds, and I'm even thinking about, I don't know how I feel about diamonds anymore because of our people, right? And, right, blood diamonds and stuff. But we all know. You've heard the word.
Pressure builds diamonds.
Pressure builds diamonds. Rough. You're a diamond in the rough. And that's how I see my children. That's particularly how I see my young girls. That they're diamonds in the rough. And so, yes, it is going to take some pressure, Miss Trinity. Miss Tia. Yeah. It is. It will take. No, let's just. But no, I say this with love. I say this with lots of love, and respect. Okay. It will take some pressure for you to grow into the women, the Black women with the influence that you talked about, Trinity, right? That you want to be. It's going to take some pressure for you to kind of learn how to have that generational feel. You got to recognize that. Look back. I think I have trouble with not just Black women, but Black people, Black young people in general, who do not recognize the importance of looking back and see the shoulders that they stand on. And so if somebody could lose their tongue, if they could have lost limbs and ultimately their lives, for y'all to go to U of T and push it. And no, but no, do you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be U of T, but to do your absolute best. I have a problem with that. Yeah. Right? I think so many of us as Black parents, Black women, because you talked a little bit about Caribbean folks, right? That's
being first generation.
Right. That's come here. And, they're trying to do their best, right? And I think so many of us, I blame us as some young Black parents, because we grew up in, as you guys always tell you, I grew up, Jane and Woolner. It wasn't always easy, but it was, I'm grateful for my upbringing, because it really taught me a lot. It's as that young woman, the piece that you read way back, talked about your experiences. I will never give that up. Right? It meant a lot to me. But the idea are these parents, we come up and we want our kids to have something different than we did. We didn't want them to struggle as much. So what do? We did more for them that we needed to do. You know what I'm saying? And so now they're at a place where they don't recognize that they're courageous enough, that they have everything that they need to build and to grow and to be in spaces that they never thought they could be in. Yeah. Okay, so that's where I come from. You all are fantastic. You all don't know how amazing you are.
I have a question. As not even a question, just like a rhetorical question, like whatever. But as a young Black person, why are you looking at me like that, Tia?
Sorry, I don't know. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. As a young Black person, growing up, your experiences, it's just kind of something that you just take, it's your experience, you know what I mean? But as a young Black woman, man, whatever, and I'm talking young as in my age and younger, or not even Ty's age and younger, just the newer generation of
first generation.
Where is our sanctuary to have a second to just breathe? You know what I mean?
Rooms. Sorry. Carry on.
That's not what she's saying.
No.
I'm just saying, in this new new age of social media, because that's where we grew up and everything like that. You now have like this outlet to see that there's people that are like you, in the sense of like these people have the same like thought process as me. Because growing up, if you had like a little bit of self-doubt, you keep that to yourself, keep it pushing, like just any type of like mental issue, period. Because, and I have to like keep talking about it because it's not talked about enough, like mental health in the Black community is such a big thing. And I think especially with this year alone, we witnessed a man die because a man was kneeling on his head.
That's not normal.
That's not normal. You know what
But
I mean?
the thing
Or
is,
you
we
have,
all
or
internalize it to
you have the people who's been doing this for years, growing up in like Detroit, Compton, like who witness like death on a daily basis and have to keep it pushing, go to school. On like on your way to school, you're witnessing all this stuff. And I'm like, if you're like 10, like imagine you're a little black boy, little 10-year-old black boy, and you're witnessing this. You have social media, so you're gonna see it. You're gonna see everything. So it's like, where is our like just a second where we can just be like,
so I would say something like what Ty and his partner's doing, having these types of platforms where you actually can be in that space and have that discussion. I think this is really great, right? No one's looking at you. It's just, we're just free talking. And, you know, you have that opportunity to say, you can say to me, look, mental health is a big thing here, right? I mean, we could go further into that another time.
That's
if
a
he
whole other
exactly
thing,
if he invites us to his show again, that is something that we can discuss. It's a whole other topic, but it's an important topic,
into everything,
and it
No,
does,
it does.
and it
Like
absolutely
that. That's
does,
the problem.
absolutely does.
Well,
Being
yeah.
black is hard, y'all. I don't
Yeah,
know if
it
y'all
is
really
very
truly, even like slavery, like we don't even know how bad it was.
Yeah.
I would say that people have made being black hard.
No, being black is hard.
No, but it's because it's set up to be hard. It's not that
Oh,
it's
okay.
not intrinsically hard.
I
It's
see
just that
what you say. I see
the
what
way
you
society
say.
is structured, it's made it
But
that
that's
way.
why I said being black is hard.
Yeah.
Like, people really don't know.
No.
Like, y'all
No.
really don't know.
And even people that are black don't know
They don't know.
because it's everyone's.
No, but
Even
the
though
thing
the journey is
that-
similar, everyone's gonna have
Yeah,
a
they'll-
distinct.
But if you don't educate yourself on your own, like, I feel like in today's society it's just, we take everything at face value. You know what I mean? Like me, I like to ask a lot of questions, and more times the question is why. So looking into why black people, like we do some of the things we do or act the way like, or how, you know, society is built the way it is, you have to go into your own history and
That's
look at
what I'm
that,
saying.
right?
Like,
And a lot of us don't know the generational, like understand
Trauma.
generational trauma and how that works.
because if you are like young and you have to, because they don't teach it in school like that. Like all
Yeah.
we've known is that we were slaves. We weren't. Like that was it. So if you're a kid and you have to go through that and like research your own history and see how your own people were treated, and
yeah,
still have
but
to go
even
to school the
but
next
even-
day and
but
have to like
even
process
in
that,
the
that's
way
a lot.
the family is shaped, like a lot of things, like it's not just one thing said and done, whatever. It's very complicated and complex, and that's the whole other thing. What's the next thing?
We were
In the workplace.
in the workplace.
Okay, so this is how I feel about the last
I'm
two.
a white voice. We're not gonna get into
The
that.
last-
Every black person has that
Hello.
professional
We're not
voice.
accepted into the workplace unless we're perceived as white first.
Yeah,
Period. It is what it is.
you have to very
On
you
paper,
very
you
much,
look white
like-
in order so you can get the interview.
Well, I was gonna say the thing is like one question I got asked, you know, because like when you're in school and you do like, I don't know, careers and whatever, civics and careers and stuff. Remember that, like in high school or whatever? And they're teaching you how to like build a resume, blah 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 blah, and then they tell you how to go into the interview. I remember telling one of my friends I had an interview or whatever, and they're like, "Why you dress so fancy?" I was like, "What do you mean? Like, you guys know how this works, right? Like, I just can't come up with here looking
in a
Whichever
t-shirt.
way.
like, I can't do what you're able to do and still get like very conscious. Like, I'm very conscious. You have to be conscious about everything. And then the last conversation we had with Capricia, like, and Cypress and all of them, like Maya and them, where we were talking about the value we bring to work and it not being like reciprocated or recognized. You know what I mean? So, because like for me, if you tell me to do something, I'm getting it done regardless. Like, it does not matter if I don't know or whatever. I'm like, I'll figure it out. It will get done, and it will always get done. but it's not, you're not appreciated or valued, I feel like, in the workplace a lot of the time. In my last job, I loved it, and she loved, like, it was good. But from conversations I've had with my friends and, like, you know, experiences I've had in different settings, definitely.
Yeah, I'm saying you look white on paper. It just is what it is, because any accomplishment is going to automatically be perceived as like a white girl accomplishment or a white person accomplishment. So like all your accolades, whatever you have on your resume, you're white. And then when they give you the call to like, oh, you won't have an interview for this time, you sound white on the phone, and then your black self shows up to the interview,
And they're like,
yeah, you can already tell. You already know when they're like, oh, you thought I was somebody else.
Yeah.
You already know.
They hit you with, and like, you're like, yeah, Tia's my 5 o'clock, and they're like,
oh. And then you have to
my-
now,
yeah.
there's like a barrier that goes up like that. It's an
Yeah.
unspoken thing, but like, you know it. It's like, oh, like she's colored.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
did not mean for that to come in.
And she's like, I don't hire black people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need more shows like
So,
that. Bring them
listen.
back.
You guys know the story of I worked in corrections when I was much younger, and I remember I worked at a facility for young offenders, female, and so I would be on the call, you know, talking to parents and whatnot, and they came to visit, you know, on the weekends. And there was one parent in particular that I would be speaking to on a regular basis. They came to visit. I answered the door. They thought, first of all, when I answered the door, I was a young offender. Do you guys remember this?
Oh.
They wouldn't remember this.
Oh yeah, you guys don't. Ty did. Because Ty, I would take him to this all the time, to my place of business.
Who let you out?
Oh well, no, I took you guys to other things.
Yeah.
But so anyway, so
I don't think they were born yet.
No.
no, they weren't born yet.
No.
So I answered the door, and they thought I was so can I speak to a staff? And I said I can help you, right? And so then they said, okay, can we? So I had them come in, and so they said, can we speak to the manager? And I said, I can help you. And they're like, oh, is the director around? And I said, okay, come this way. So I walked them to our office was in the back, and at the time, I was serving as the director.
Yeah.
Right? I was
You're
the
like,
acting director, right?
How can I help you?
So I just went around the desk, sat down at the desk, and I said, I can help you. And they're like, what?
Did Sophie bring you?
That's a flex. Oh my God. Yo, that's something like I would fantasize over. Like, can I speak to your manager? Yeah, no problem. Do a 360. Hi, how can I help you?
Oh my God! Did they talk to Ty? Did Ty
We didn't
actually
know.
get the door?
Oh, we didn't know you were Jamaican.
What?
Oh, word?
You never even asked.
You never asked me, right? So, but it's things like this. It's what T and Trinity, I suspect that you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
It's this idea that you cannot be who you know they
An
see you
accomplished
as you, who they see you are
Yeah.
as on paper.
Like
Trinity,
the
as you
lawyer
would
that
like to
thought
say.
I was a prostitute.
Ooh.
I remember that. I
that was
remember
terrible.
that.
Tell that story, Trinity.
No, you have to tell.
All right, y'all. So boom, what's happening? So in high school, I took a law class in grade 11, and we went to this courthouse over in Brampton, just to like spend the day there. Just to we're gonna see this judge. This like he's so amazing. He's a black judge. He was a lawyer for Drake, like before Drake was like popping, but now he's a judge. Super cool, great man. But before that, we would just go and you know like when you go to courthouses, you can, I don't know if you all know this, but you can actually go in and just sit unless they tell you like don't come in the courtroom. You can go in and just sit. And so we were going in, and there's me and this other girl, and we were going, and the girl that I was with was black, but she was light skinned. Like very, very, very light, okay? And I don't know, maybe this is a black person thing, but like for me, if I see a mixed person, I can tell that they're black. But like white people can't, which is really like, it's weird. But white people would just look at her and just be like, oh, she's white. But like you can tell. Anyways, so I'm with her, and it's me, brown skin, her light skin, and it only comes into play because of what happens, but whatever. We walk in, and you know, I'm dressed cute or whatever because we're in a courtroom. Like I'm dressed professional. And there's this girl and there's a black woman. I think I don't remember if she was blonde, but she like had like a wig on, whatever. And she just clearly looked like a prostitute, okay? And so we're in there. She has her fur coat on. She just gets done with her court, whatever. And then the man that was defending her comes up to me, the lawyer, and he was like,
When's your court
Oh yeah,
date?
he's like, when's your court date, or your start time, whatever. And I was like, because he came up to the both of us and addressed me, and I was like, and the girl was, she was like, huh? And so I'm like, oh no, I'm here for like a school thing. And he was like, oh,
So
sorry, my bad. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
do I look like a prostitute? I was like, what?
Wow.
Baffled.
Yeah.
The
But yeah.
audacity. Anyways.
The audacity, indeed.
Rudeness. The rankness.
And that story kind of goes into the last part of the question is how do you guys feel it is navigating the world as a black woman, and like what's that experience
very
like?
Strategic. I feel
Yeah.
like
I
I
feel
am
like-
always
Like
calculating.
playing chess.
Yeah.
Yes, it's always calculated moves. You know,
We
like,
have to constantly prove our humanity to the world.
Not even like
Not-
like
It's humanity that we are people.
Oh my God,
because
for real.
if y'all don't like, we're not ready for this conversation, but the world was built off of black people, but off of black women. If we're really gonna talk about it, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
But yeah, like I feel like black women constantly have to prove themselves and
Like,
prove that they're like
for instance,
they're worth
yeah.
more than what
For
people
instance,
bargain
They're
for.
given
For
whatever.
instance, I've been watching like a lot of stuff on like black women in film and all the like tropes we play, and even the superwoman trope. You know, when she's like literally, you can throw whatever you need to throw at her. Like think of a Tyler Perry movie and dash every situation, and they still come out on the
Okay.
other side, right? That's great and all, but it's not realistic,
not
and
accurate.
it's not helpful because it shows that black women
It
are impenetrable, which we
Right.
are not, and that's okay. That is fine. It's very like there's a pressure that people don't understand that you put on to black women, and it is damaging again to mental health, and we don't think
We
it
don't
is.
think about it.
And you don't think, and you don't even think about it because you just keep doing what you're doing because you understand the worth of like the value of family, and you're trying to achieve certain goals for yourself, but you're still
Wait a
trying to
minute.
navigate how society like navigate the limitations that are obviously
Wait a second.
embedded in our system, in like the systems in society. So I feel like everything is very calculated. Everything is very like, what am I gonna do next?
You're right.
Or
I
it's
just had a
kinda
thought
like
though.
that.
This is a stretch. This is a real stretch.
but
But
Pull up closer to the mic.
what if like stretch? Okay. But I'm just thinking, we're talking about like mental health in the black community, how it's not addressed. Could that be because of the black woman? Hear me out now. Because think about it. If we're going back to like immigrant parents, how it really is like immigrant parents, they've been through this, so their mentality is like, if I can go through hell and back, you can handle this little pressure and move on, right? Black women don't necessarily like, the world doesn't give us time to deal with our mental health,
well, yeah.
if that makes sense. And for me, I know like the black woman, there would be no black man without black women. And I think the black woman is constantly the one that's pushing black men forward, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Because like it's just us, it's what we do.
It's what
And so if a black man is going through all this like trials and tribulations and everything, like immigrant, like dad, he would need you to push him to like help continue. You know what I mean? So like we don't, so he doesn't address his mental health.
But you have to be strategic about how you do
Yeah,
Because
but what I'm saying is, because black men, they feel it. You know what I mean? Like they feel their hardships and everything. They don't address it, but neither does black women.
Yeah.
But I think that they don't address it because they see the black woman, like she's continuing on, even though like she's hurt, she's whatever. It's like you don't have time to feel in your feelings.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So I think like the black woman pushes him forward in the sense of like, okay, we're just not gonna talk about it. Like if you're
and not
sad,
push yourself.
yeah. So if you're sad, you're gonna be sad to yourself, and if I'm sad, I'm gonna keep that to myself, and we're just gonna keep it forward. And so, I don't know. I just feel like
You're talking about like it's a chain reaction.
it's a chain reaction.
I think black women tend to give more to their spouses, their partners.
And
Yeah,
their
they do.
kids.
They try to, and their kids.
Literally
but with
everybody
else. But with their partners, because they, a lot of black women understand the plight of the black man.
Yes.
And so, you would always want to put them first.
Yeah.
You know I went through that with your dad. I
Mhm.
mean, y'all know he's an amazing man.
Yeah.
But I have gone through my times
Mhm.
with him. There has been a challenge, as you know.
Mhm.
And it, the woman that I am, I'm the same way with you guys as I am with him.
Mhm.
So I'm always kind of, if I have an opportunity, in that opportunity, I'm looking to see how can that be good for you? How
Yeah.
can that be good for my husband?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if somebody is introducing themselves to me for something, whatever,
Yes, you're always thinking
I'm always
about
thinking
other
about how
No,
can I,
no,
you know
yes,
this is
no.
true.
Literally,
Right?
yes,
How can I
because
incorporate
Oh no,
that
you need to, you need
yeah,
to,
you
you
talk
need to,
to this person,
yeah.
because you're always trying to uplift your whole circle, everybody else. You're trying to share, like black women. When people like everybody eats, black women are literally the people like
There
if
is
I'm
no love
eating,
like a black woman's
you're
love.
eating.
There is no love like a
for
black
real,
woman's love.
Literally, I had a
Period.
friend or whatever, and like Amit, like our neighbor, he
Yeah.
plays football, and he was like a person that was like, and he's not my close friend, I just know the man loves football off. So I was like, fam, like my neighbor does this. I already told him, like he's like, yeah, like bring him to the field or whatever, and he'll help train him. Whatever, like that's the type of
Mhm.
energy black women give off, or that's the type of vibe, you wanna continue or like that's the main thing I know for mom. Like even with Julian and stuff, like I've been connected with work I'm doing now through my mom and through other people. You know what I mean? Because everybody eats. Like everybody eats. So.
Black woman equals courage.
Yeah.
On that note, maybe one or two last questions we have here.
This is long. Are you gonna edit this?
Yeah, we're gonna edit it down. Don't worry about that. But the last question I have for you guys would be: do you think that your mother would be proud of the woman you've become, or the woman also the woman you're becoming? And can you guys just shed some light onto that?
Well, I know because she said it. Unless you're a liar.
Okay, well,
You're
that's
a liar.
Trinity.
Yeah, because
Yeah, mom's not a person that has trouble expressing her feelings. She definitely gives you your flowers while you're here.
she very much just laid out the path. So
Yeah.
if she wasn't, proud, that would be her fault. Like that would be her doing. Because she just laid out the path for us. She just said, here, this is your ticket, this is your way.
Yeah.
Success is this way, follow it. And if I didn't, that would not be my fault. That would be on her.
Okay, Trinity. Oh, I already said my piece. Literally, she did. She told me the other day, and I was like, cool, thank you. But I feel like I like the person I'm becoming, so.
Which is important.
Yeah.
Definitely important.
So, thanks.
Yeah, great ending. Great question, Tyrell. First of all, we're doing the show on black women, but black women are so much better with black men, and so and so I am so
sorry.
I am so proud of you.
I'll
I mean,
feel it
it
when
goes
I
without
feel it.
saying, but sometimes it needs to be said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your tenacity, and the fact that you recognize that God's given you some gifts, and you've got to figure out ways in order to kind of expand on those gifts and be more given within those gifts to folks around you. And so whether it's you're feeding us or with food that we're eating, or food that's bringing solace to our souls, I appreciate you. And I'm thankful for that. In terms of being, what is it like? What is it that I want to, when I look at black women represent courage to me.
Mm-hmm.
Black women stand shoulder. They're gonna laugh at this because I'm always messing up words like this.
Why?
To soldier. I'm saying it again.
Shoulder to shoulder.
To shoulder.
Shoulder
Thank
to
you.
shoulder.
This is why you need your damn kids. With with folks in our lives that have given of everything, you know, to make sure that myself and my children could do whatever we feel like doing. We could live anywhere we want to live. We could be amongst anyone that we want to be amongst, you know?
In theory.
No, we can't. We can't. There are ways to push that.
Yes.
There are strategic ways
No.
to make that happen. It's not comfortable, but that's what makes us who we are.
Yes.
Right? It's that
That's
grit.
why I said in theory.
It's that grit, right? It's that peace, because we're trying to build diamonds. Right? You're all diamonds. You know? Don't want to be blood diamonds, but
No,
you
that's
diamonds.
not what we do.
Right? But yeah, I think Black women, I am grateful because I am an example of a number of Black women, Black women leadership in my life. I would not be Sophia Brown Ramsay had it not been for Aunt Louise.
Yes.
Had it not been for
so
my
amazing.
my mom Clensanetta. Had it not been for Aunt Thelma. Had it not been for Auntie Riva. You know, had it not been for Aunt Roxanne. Had it not been for Miss C. Right? And had it not been for my biological mom.
Yeah.
Had it not been for her, right? Aunt Monica. I mean, there's so many women. There's so many Black women. I had one Black woman, Aunt Monica, when my your dad and I were going through what we're going through, and I ended up in Jamaica. And you tell your story, and Aunt Monica was like, well, the real Sophia Brown. She didn't even put the Ramsay on there. She was like, no, I don't talk about the Ramsay right now. Just the real Sophia Brown. Will the real Sophia Brown please stand up? And so these are women that help you to be reminded of who you are.
Yep.
Right? Because it's all there. Everything, and I'm saying this to you ladies right now, everything that you need is already with you. Anything that you need to bring you into where you want to be in this world, to have you shine, to have you give to this world, to have you de-gift the gift that you have been given, is already there. And so it really is up to you to look inside, to align yourself with other women that, you know, that speaks your truth, right? And that's open to other truths, because you don't want to always be on the same level with everybody. You need some people that's at another level, so that they can help to bring you up, right? And so this is why I think, you know, this podcast with, you know, as I listen to Ty and his partner, love his partner. She's open, she's funny. You know, she's just this little light of sunshine. She talks very, it sounds to me anyways, she just talks very clearly and openly about life. And I think that's what you need in life. You need folks that are going to be straight up, you know, not folks that know everything. I hate that stuff. You know, when people say, oh, I don't want to hear that.
When people are like, I'm just calling it how
I'm just calling, no, because you don't always know how it is, but you know how it is with you. You can ask me about Sophia. I can tell you about Sophia, but I can't always tell you about Tyrell. He's my son, but I'm not going to know everything about him.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? But I do know about Sophia. So I can tell you how it is with me. I can't tell you how it is with Tia, and how it is with Trinity, and how it is with Ty, and how it is with Capricia. No, not all the time. There's certain things about you guys that don't even try to tell me that Ty, no, actually more Trinity. That Trinity, let's say Trinity, knock on wood, you passed away.
What in the world?
Let me make this. Let's not, you know, you can't tell me that Trinity put a needle in her arm and she overdosed. You couldn't tell me that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that about you. You know what I'm saying? Never.
I would look at you like, are you
I'd be like, let me call. Who we gonna call?
Yo, even if there was a needle mark, I'm like, yeah, someone
No,
did that.
somebody did that. That's never gonna happen.
because, and that brings me to
One
the
of the
thing.
ops got
I was
committed.
watching Scandal. You guys know that episode of Scandal when it's like the cop shot the little black boy or whatever?
Okay,
and like they're like, oh, he had a knife on him, whatever. They planted a knife under my man's body, the police, and the father was like, my son doesn't carry a knife. My son doesn't carry a knife. And then they caught them. You know how
It's just that you know. You know what you know, but you don't always know everybody.
Yeah.
So you have that piece. So black women out there listening, listen. This is a really great time for black people. We have, gotten to some glass ceiling, shattered some glass ceiling. We're speaking specifically about our vice president elect in the United States. Okay, and she's done amazing things. However, I want to say to every other black woman out there doing things in your own little nook, in your own little hamlet, I want to say to you, thank you. I want to say to you, you are appreciated. You just keep climbing. You just keep giving us those examples of what we need, of these young people, the Tias and the Trinities out there who are really kind of putting their foot in it. You know, Tia made some dinner the other day, helped us with mac and cheese. Oh, yeah. She put her foot in it. And so you all are putting your foot in it when it comes to the things that you want to do in life. We appreciate you and we thank you. Yeah. And thank you, Ty, for having us on. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for coming on. You're welcome. You guys put you put your cuticle in it as it's an expression that we use on the show. When something's beyond putting your foot in, you put the cuticles in there. I mean, you don't have to like it, but it's just part of the culture here. Okay. But thank you guys for joining. It's been a real good conversation. It's definitely the longest. Okay.
I just want to say, because this is the thing about black women. I don't know if it's just me or if you ever see like a group of girls, black girls or whatever, and it just makes you like so happy. Yeah. It just puts a huge
I love seeing other groups of black girls on the street because they're just like, oh.
Yeah, it makes me very happy. It's like black owned business, all of it. And
if you're cute, I'm gonna tell you. Period. If you're cute, I have to tell you.
I
will.
What? No, I actually will.
I actually go out of my way. I'm just like, yeah, like Miss, you're just so pretty. That's it.
If I see you on road,
just know. I'm not trying to be what I'm saying.
We're showing love all 2021 and beyond. So again, I'd like to thank you guys for coming on here. It means a lot. You guys are the first guests, and like I said, it only felt right to have family. I wish my older sister would have came on. She'd be nervous. She doesn't internet, according to her. But it's all love. Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
It's been real. This has been the Tek Thyme podcast. Oh wait, before we get out of here, where can they find you guys? Where can they find you? Any socials? You guys got any projects working on? I want to plug my people.
Oh, okay. So Cypress and I, like my cousin, we're apparently are actually gonna start it. We've been busy. Start our own podcast, so we can look out for that. But you can actually don't find me right now. It's fine. Actually, follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter. It's Tia_Ramsay.
Yo, this girl kills me.
No, because I got back on Instagram, but I'm coming right off, so there's no point in you finding me.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm barely on Instagram, but if you want to follow me, go ahead and do that. But my Instagram and Twitter is Trinity_Ramsay.
And you can find me on Instagram at SBRinspires.
Is that it for you?
That's it.
Are you sure?
Well, I'm at Beacon.
No,
also.
But are you sure that it's it? Because I thought it was different.
Any projects? My mom's got a book. She probably doesn't want me to really plug it like that because I've been pressuring her to get it done and really get it done. But she's got a book coming out. What's the title?
No, don't.
It's very appropriate for the episode. You gotta just get your shit off, man. Get it off.
Like, what's wrong with her?
I don't know.
Mama, plug your book.
I don't want to right now.
Plug it.
Tyrell, plug the book.
I honestly forget the title. I just remember Sister Friend Hustle, right?
Yeah.
How to get your...
Keep in your mind, your money, and your man.
Okay.
There we go. And you can expect that book in 2021. Everybody buy it up. We'll probably do something cool where I buy up a couple copies, get some signed copies, and do a little giveaway. I don't know why I said it like that. A little giveaway. But yeah, the one thing that I'm very, very happy, and even though this year has been a challenging one, and the pandemic has really done a number on all of us, it's very the plandemic. It's seemed that we as a people have come together in our support of like black businesses and our support of black people together, and I just want to keep that momentum, especially within the black community, and especially with like black men and women supporting each other and uplifting each other and always trying to have each other's backs, because at the end of the day, we're all we have. So on that note, thank you for listening. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. I hope you guys are enjoying them, having a safe holiday. You'll probably be listening to this. This is going to come out on New Year's Eve. So you rock with us into the new year, and just thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Share and subscribe to become part of the community. We'll see you next time. And remember, no matter how crazy life gets, there's always room to Tek Thyme.
Ooh.